Hello and welcome to the third installment of my hobby series where I paint the Avenger Strike Fighter. As you can see, we're painting with Desert Yellow from Games Workshop, a very old paint that I restored with some Vallejo retarder and just water. And now you can see I go straight from the pot onto my makeshift wet palette, and you can see it looks very like jelly, not jelly, G-E-L. Looks like a gel, and I run it. I don't water it down. I run it straight from the pot, and you can see here I had my reference material that I showed in the previous episode, just taking it really slow to make sure that I got the lines right, because I didn't want them to be too big, too loopy. Didn't want it to look like snake scales or dragon scales. I wanted it to look like the reference material, so I had it in front of me and I was searching it, and you can tell right now that it was a slow process. I was doing 2 coats there, and then I sort of gave up on that, and we're about to do a time lapse in a second, and you'll see that I did 1 coat and then I went back and did another coat once it had dried. Otherwise it was just sort of pulling the gel-like paint across. You see I skipped the engines, but there's sort of this bracket that goes over the top. I did the camouflage on that, and I intend to maintain that. You sort of see here, it doesn't look very bright, but I do go over with a second coat and it really pops. There you go. Boom. I like it. And while I'm painting this, I'm thinking to myself, Jesus, this is looking a little iffy. But the final product is good, in my opinion. I'm very happy with it, and you're about to see that. There it is. It's almost a little too camouflaged. Like, I feel camouflage on Games Workshop models needs to be sort of representative. You can see that's the line I'm going to take with the blue. So yeah, the camouflage on this is a little too real, because the scale model that I'm following was a scale model and it was meant to look like a camouflaged Stuka. This really destroys the lines of the Forge World model. I mean, Forge World models are known for their detail, and what I've done here is I've sort of blurred that out. But anyway, I did the camo, thought I'd go with it. Next thing to do is a gloss varnish. So I used, again, that Future, the clear acrylic gloss. It's excellent for doing washes over, and the reason that I did that was that I wanted to seal the acrylics that I'd done, because I knew that when I moved on to do my masking and then ultimately baby blue underbelly, that I didn't want the masking tape to rip it off, and if I did screw up the blue with overspray, I wanted to be able to take it off with a bit of Metho or Windex, whatever would work. So yeah, quick gloss varnish, nothing too fancy, just to seal it in. And then we have the masking. You can see there that I used, it says it was low tack, but there was some damage. Probably my fault. But you can see the underside there, and then the inside of the tail, sort of vertical fins, is going to be painted. And here on the nose, you can see that I wanted the blue to ride up quite high under the wing. But it ultimately it creates a single horizontal line, which is what I wanted to do. And here we have the colors: model color azure and deck tan, mixed 50-50, if you can imagine that. There's the side by side, and once I'd mixed that into the airbrush, and I'd like to say that I gave it an even coat, but I missed one area entirely, so I'm gonna have to go back and just do a little bit of hand painting to fix that up. And also, because I'm an idiot and I didn't mix the paint properly, it sort of, the deck tan and the azure in the airbrush pot didn't mix properly, so they were coming out separately. So there's sort of this mottled effect, which, you know, it kind of works. It sort of looks like clouds. Definitely not intended, but that's how it worked. Now, the only thing I was scared about with overspray was the masking on the tail over that skull Templar symbol, because obviously I couldn't get it right down onto it. So I just made sure that I fired the airbrush at a suitable angle. And then I run out of paint on that last little bit, so off camera, redid the paint, and yeah, here we go, unmasking. I'll tell you what, sticks to your hands like nothing else, sticks to the model, okay, it did pretty well. So I'll pull it, yeah, so you can see the line, that horizontal line that I was really trying to achieve. And you can see, sorry, the color washes out really bright. You can see that spot I missed there on the side, in the inside of the tail fins. And then we have the nose, that horizontal line running down across. And you can see the damage there on the nose. See if I can zoom in there. And yeah, that's it. That's the camouflage and the belly painted. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it, but the camouflage really destroys the lines of the model, and yeah, that's just something that I think the panel lining and all the other special effects that I'm going to do on the model are going to help bring that out, so that I can sort of make the model kit work better. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you want to continue watching this series, feel free to subscribe, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.